Welcome back to our live show. Our next guest is a celebrated chef who adds his own signature touch to everything he makes. We welcome New York-based cookbook author and personal chef Mark Anthony Bailey here to Virginia this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Good to have you here. We were just talking that Thanksgiving is only 2 weeks away.
2 weeks away, people. I mean, what are we doing?
Take the turkey out and start defrosting it now, right?
Exactly, right? But in this case, pork.
That's right. The other white meat.
The other white meat, exactly. I love to offer like a Thanksgiving alternative. You know, some people are not crazy about turkey. You know, they complain it's too dry or all this stuff, it takes too long to defrost and all that stuff. So I say, hey, go with a pork tenderloin as your centerpiece.
Now, this is beautiful, but there's not a bit of fat on there. So we have to be careful cooking this so it doesn't become dry.
Exactly, right. Well, you want to start with a good quality meat. I always go with Smithfield. This is Smithfield Prime, center cut boneless pork loin. You know, it's really fast to cook. It's tender, it's juicy when it's all done. But to get the crust going, I'll just talk over what is in the crusting here, and I'll let you do some of the crusting.
Okay.
We got, of course, breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese. I don't know, a lot of people, you know, are like, Parmesan cheese, really? I have some ground ginger here, or you can use fresh. I have fresh rosemary that I've chopped up in there as well. And then I like to add some of your favorite herbs. It could be Italian seasoning, or basil, or you know, parsley.
Okay, so
but
this is all the mix there.
That's all right there, and we're just gonna take that, and we're just gonna, you know, you wanna pre-season this with a little salt and pepper, and then you wanna just take your hand and just mush it, make sure that, you know, it all adheres to the pork.
So you're really crusting it.
You're crusting the entire top of the pork. So it's really, really, you know, gonna get that good crusty flavor on the top, all that.
Now we're just doing the top?
Yeah, we're doing the top, just doing the top, you know, because then it's gonna get nice and moist, and then you're gonna bake it in the oven, 350. Literally, normally the pork tenderloin might be a little longer. I've cut this one in half, so it could take maybe about 45 to an hour, actually.
Now, I've always learned that when you're cooking pork, the key is low and slow.
Low and slow, it really does. It makes it juicy, you know, and so, yeah, and it's really simple. Again, you don't want to be in the kitchen forever on Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
Do you plan on being in the kitchen at all?
No, I want to be, maybe.
Yeah, again, roast it. We're gonna pop this right in the oven.
Okay.
You know, just roast it for like a good hour or so. And I like two alternatives. We got the crusted, but we're also going to have a stuffed. You know, everything got to be stuffed for Thanksgiving.
Now this one you've butterflied.
Yes, butterflied the tenderloin already, and that's really, really simple. You just basically slice it in half and then slice it again in half. So it opens up like this.
And Jessica beat it up already.
Jessica went a little crazy on it, yes. But you want to put a little saran wrap over there and beat it, as you said, with the flat side.
With the flat side.
Exactly, just to kind of like flatten it out. And then your favorite stuffing. It doesn't have to be, you know, anything spectacular. Whatever it is, it could be cornbread, it could be your, you know, turkey stuffing, whatever you like.
In Virginia, it has to be oyster.
Now, oh, look at that, see? And then you just want to load up the pork tenderloin just like this. And it's a little, you know, it's a little bit of work, but
so this is going to be kind of jelly rolled.
Yes, you got it. Look at you. You see, you're a pro in the kitchen.
I told you I cook a little bit.
No, you cook a lot. It's gonna be a jelly roll, and it's okay if it gets messy because, you know, the end product will look like that. So, and then you roll it just like so.
Now, is the baking process different because we've got something stuffed in it?
You know what I like to do? I like to, you notice the other one I just put in there, I didn't cover it. This one I'll cover so that it can really, really cook, you know, with the steam and everything going on. And then, like maybe the last 20 minutes, you just take the top off to get that nice brown crusted flavor on the top. And then you want to use a kitchen twine or what have you and just kind of like tie it up.
Like now you're using dental floss.
I'm just, you know, I couldn't find any in the last minute of getting here.
But I cook with that a lot because it's great to cut things with, like if you're doing a cheesecake.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just don't use the mint flavored one.
Exactly. You don't want that flavor getting on there. But yeah, you just want to tie it up real quick, and you're going to do that right across the side, and then again, you're going to roast that maybe a little bit longer since you got the stuffing and everything going on there. So I'd probably say about hour and 15. But again, the last 20 minutes, reveal it so that it can, you know, get nice and brown.
Nice and brown.
Exactly.
This is beautiful too because it has a nice layer, light layer of fat on it.
Well, you know, the Smithfield Prime, it like they hand trim it, so it's really, really well cut. And again, the more fat, the juicier it is. Believe it or not. Look, it's Thanksgiving. You can go a little crazy, right?
That's
with the fat.
Thanksgiving calories do not count at all.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, and then we have probably our finished product here, right?
Out of the magic oven.
Out of the magic oven. We have our crusted purple.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Exactly. So we'll set that right there, and then we'll just get a little decoration.
And one of the keys I know with meat, and particularly with pork, is you have to be patient once you take it out of the oven. You don't want to start slicing immediately.
Let it
sit. The meat has to rest.
All meat, yeah. You want to let it rest, exactly. I mean, you just want to dig in. Of course, on Thanksgiving, everybody's hungry, right? They just want to jump in. Let it rest for like a good, you know, 5 to 10 minutes, you know, settle, and then slice away. Yeah.
A little bit of something for everyone. We mentioned that you're a personal chef. chef. You've been on shows like Chopped. We see you all over the network. What was your path to becoming a chef?
You know what I always say, life after layoff. I really was laid off in an economic downturn about 8 years ago, and I decided to go in a completely different direction. Left publishing, the boardroom, came to the kitchen. But what really promoted it was my cookbook. I started with my time off to pen a cookbook. I'm a breakfast lover, in addition to Thanksgiving. I'm a breakfast lover, so I penned a breakfast in bed cookbook called Cooking in Boxers, 50 Ways to Keep Your Mate in Bed.
So what's your best go-to breakfast dish?
You know what, I love pancakes, anything sweet. I have a chapter in there called Sweethearts, and it's all sweet-based breakfast. So it could be your waffles, your Belgian waffles, your pancakes, you know, crepes, stuff like that. I have a strong sweet tooth when it comes to the morning.
It sounds like it.
But you know, I'm Jamaican descent as well, so I got like another chapter in there called Home Cooking, and I love like a lot of the dishes that my mom made, like ackee and saltfish. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's like a fruit with codfish. You know, a lot of different porridges and stuff like that, you know, so I kept it a little traditional as well, you know.
And for your Thanksgiving, are you cooking?
You know what? I might be cooking. It depends. I might be doing this, or I want to be home. I told my mom I did the cooking this year.
And you do a little bit of everything, because the pork alternative, but you wouldn't just have pork, maybe. You would do a turkey too?
Oh, yes. There would definitely be a turkey. There'll definitely be some jerk chicken, because I'm Jamaican.
Well, yeah.
There'll be a little jerk in there. There'll definitely be some curry. You'll get all that ethnic stuff. And I always encourage people for Thanksgiving to kind of mix it up. The turkey can't just be the only thing there. I think you got to pull in some different ethnicities to your table.
Why do people think that cooking for Thanksgiving is so overwhelming? You know, you get up at the crack of dark 30 and you put the turkey in, but turkeys only take about 3 hours to cook.
They only take about 3 to 4 hours. You know what it is? It's because everybody waits to the last minute. So you want to start early. I think if you start on that Monday just doing little things, it won't seem so crazy come Thursday morning.
And especially defrosting.
And
you don't want to try to put a frozen turkey in the oven.
Exactly, which is one of the reasons why I go with pork, because it defrosts in like minutes.
And I was looking, I wanted you to cut this, but I don't see a knife on the table.
Oh my goodness, you know what? Come on
just
now.
pick it up like a log and eat it, right? I think that's what we're supposed to do. I think we can do it. I think we can make it happen.
Maybe dig some of that stuffing out of there. You know, this is Thanksgiving. You know, you don't have to be cool about it.
Well, let's see. This is probably like fork tender, right?
Exactly. But let's see. You know, I did make it. Yeah, it is. Oops.
Like everyone around here would be like wolves and just kind of, you know, getting into it anyway. Okay, official quality control. Ready?
Well, Chef, thank you so much for coming.
Oh, anytime, anytime. Happy Thanksgiving for everybody. Yes.
Oh, what the?
Yeah, get in there.